is Miss Eyre, sir?
Let Miss Eyre be seated.
Take him his cup.
Did you expect a present, Miss Eyre? Are you fond of presents?
I hardly know, sir. I have little experience of them. They are generally thought pleasant things.
Generally thought. But what do you think?
I should need to give time to such a question, sir, before venturing an answer. A gift can be given for all sorts of reasons, the reasons being as important as the gift itself.
You are not as unsophisticated as Adele, Miss Eyre. She always demands a cadeau the moment I set foot in the house. You're more inclined to beat about the bush.
With good reason, sir. Adele and yourself are old acquaintances. You are in the habit of giving her playthings. You and I have just met. I have done nothing to deserve a present.
Oh, come, Miss Eyre, false modesty doesn't suit you at all. I've been speaking with the child. I'm amazed at how much she has improved under your tutelage.
Thank you, sir. You have given me my present. It is when all teachers crave praise at their pupils' progress.
Where were you before you came to Thornfield?
At Lowood School.
Isn't that a charitable concern? How long were you there?
8 years.
8 years? You must have an inner strength, Miss Eyre. I would have sworn that half that length of time would have broken the spirits of a full-grown man, let alone a frail thing such as yourself. No wonder you have a look of another world. I marveled where you got that sort of face, and I'm not decided yet. Who are your parents?
I have none, sir.
Do you remember them?
No.
Well, if you disown your parents, you must have some sort of kinsfolk, uncles, aunts.
None that I have ever met.
And your home?
I have no home either, sir.
Who recommended you to come here?
I advertised, and Mrs. Fairfax answered that advertisement.
And I give thanks to Providence every day for guiding me in that decision. Miss Eyre's not only proved herself as a kind and careful teacher to Adele, but a caring companion for myself.
There's no need to give her character, Miss Fairfax. I'm capable of making up my own mind. What age were you when you went to Lowood?
10 years and 3 months.
You were there for 8 years. Then you were 18 now? Arithmetic, you see, is useful. For without its aid, I should not have known your age. For I could never have guessed at it by looking at you. What did you learn at Lowood? Can you play the piano?
A little.
An answer which may mean anything or nothing. Play something for me now, if it would please you. Adele returned to the nursery, and I have business to attend to. I bid you all good night.
Be seated, Adele. You spoke truthfully, Mrs. Fairfax, when you said he was a strange man to get to know.
Yes, and one must be prepared to make allowances.
Why?
Partly because it's his nature, partly because he is suffering from private and painful matters.
For several subsequent days,
Nesting in demons and household joys?
the best thing the world has.
They're coming, they're coming!
Merry Christmas.
So glad to see you.
I missed you. Are you well, Brother?
Yes.
Hi! So good to see you.
Merry Christmas.
Diana will be along shortly.
Hi!
So good to see you. Good to see you too. St. John, it is Christmas, and Jane has been more than a sister to all three of us. You should kiss her too.
Oysters!
And lobsters.
Fresh yesterday from Woodstable.
Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Let us rest here. I have asked you to accompany me this evening, Jane, because I have some very important news. The final arrangements have been made, I set sail on the 20th of June.
God will protect you, St. John. You are undertaking his work.
Yes, there is my glory and my joy.
Jane, come with me to India. But keep your word. For swear to charity, come be my helpmates and my fellow laborers.
St. John, have some mercy.
God intended you for a missionary's wife, and a missionary's wife you must be, shall be.
I'm not fit for it.
Who is?
I have no vocation.
Jane, ever since we met, I've watched you, studied you. You have all the qualities for it and more. You are faithful, diligent, constant, courageous, gentle, and heroic. I can trust you unreservedly.
Seek one elsewhere than in me, St. John.
It is what I want. You would never regret marrying me, Jane.
Supposing I would say that yes, I will go with you to India, but as your fellow missionary, not as your wife.
How can you say that?
Because I cannot marry you and become a part of you.
But you must, otherwise everything is void. How can I, a man not yet 30, take with me to India a woman of less than 20 unless she happens to be married to me?
How can you not?
How can we be forever together and unwed?
Because I have no more love for you than you have for me, St. John.
Enough of love would follow after we were married. Jane, I can promise you we can prove to each other that what we did was right. You are born to serve God, not for love.
No, St. John, I will not marry you, and I beg you not to press me further on this.
But I must. I feel it to be my duty.
I believe I am bounded by a stronger cord